Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Stoneblock 2 on the NemGo server. So, last episode we went about sorting out the Project E, and I think I made my thoughts very clear on it. I'm going to try and now avoid using Project E at all possible to try and complete the pack a little bit more legit, because it was pretty easy to get through Draconic Evolution crafting stuff when I'm just Project E-ing the main components. Same with extreme crafting. I'm expecting this to be fairly quick with Project E. I'm not that keen on this mod either, to be fair. I don't see that it offers any value other than these great big massive things. The world breaker, I believe it actually does break the world. Like, it actually crashes the world. Stored of the Cosmos, pretty awesome. Planet Eater. They're just so over the top. There's no point having them. There's no point needing them. There's no point putting them. They're just quest rewards. So I'm probably going to do Project E to complete itself and extreme crafting in one questing episode one day. Draconic Evolution, I would like to do that a little bit more legit. I would like to do questing through this and figuring it all out and learning how to do it myself. And the auto crafting side of things of the AE system, I think that's still something I'd like to do. But for this week only, I would like to plough through Thaumcraft. And I say plough through in a nice sense of the word. I want to get to learn how to use it all over again. I've created myself a little workshop in the place, just here, just off from the vault. I've created myself a little space that I want to be using for Thaumcraft. It's even got its own door off the main corridor area. Got the factory that way, the vault that way. I've got the extreme reactor that way, and the Thaumcraft infusion crafting in this way. I can put some stuff below the floor. I can't go higher, but I can go below the floor. And I've put in a little AE system that I'm going to set up stuff in over here. And I just want to learn Thaumcraft again, because the 1.6 version of Thaumcraft could be the very last version of Thaumcraft that we're ever going to see. And I want to learn it here and then go and play with it intensely. Along with the other magic mods that we've got in the Reborn pack in the other series. If you haven't checked out the Reborn series, then go and check it out, because it's going to be epic into magic mods, as well as a lot of crafting of AE system and stuff like that as well. So anyway, what do we have to do to start the Thaumcraft thing? It's kind of self-sufficient, Thaumcraft, in its questing. It's not tied in like the other three that we were starting on. Salis Mundus seems to be the first thing we've got to do in order to create a Thaumonomicon. So Salis Mundus. How do we create Salis Mundus? Let's have a look. As you can see, I've got a few bits and pieces set up in here. Some storage cells and a crafting terminal and all that I want to put inside this section over here. So let's just quickly do that while I've got the chance, and set that up onto a terminal. Let's go there. Let's go there. And that should give us a nothing going on in there whatsoever kind of thing, right? That is linked up to the main system via a little toggle bus there that I can toggle on and off. So it's either connected or not connected. So at the minute it's connected to everything in the AE system, and I can switch this off here, and that stops it being connected to everything. It's just a device on its own that's now connected only to these drives here. And the same is true that these drives are not connected to the main system. So this allows me to keep it isolated. I can still use my wireless controller to access the AE system this way, and anything that might be Thaumcraft related I can extract from here and put into my new system. So let's just take all this out. I don't really want to take everything out just yet, but let's take quite a bit of this stuff out. We'll just take a few of these out for each one, and the cinderbar ore can also come out. The rest of it will stay in, and then this can all go in here, in this storage system. And that should give us only applied, no, not only applied energistic, only Thaumcraft in these disk drives. Just because. A lot of the other things that we've got in this list have all been mined up or created by resource gathering, and they are stored in the warehouse in the factory. So I don't really want to create anything there. I might take almost all of the air crystals apart from one, and the amber and the zombie brains out, and then if it ever runs the resource gathering again, I can get all those things when I need them. But for right now, we've got everything we can in here, and access to everything else through the normal crafting process. So Salis Mundus, what do we need? To create Salis Mundus, take 3 Viz crystals from different types and combine them with redstone dust by crafting them with a flint and a bowl. A flint and a bowl. Okay, so a flint. We've got to have some flint, right? So we get a flint and a bowl. Does it use the flint up? I don't know. We don't have any bowl. Okay, so can I just quickly make a bowl? A bowl. That kind of presume it means. Yeah. Flint and a bowl and some redstone. So we'll take some redstone. And then we've got all of these kind of things in here. Was it 1 of each? 1 of each type. Or 3 of each type. So we'll take one of those air ones. We'll take an auto one. And I guess if I break one of these, it'll turn it into one of those earth ones. Like so. And then that makes Salis Mundus. Okay. So we can make Salis Mundus that way. And it gives me the bowl back. Excellent. So we'll put all that stuff in there. And we'll keep that in there for now. The Salis Mundus then. I know how to make it. So I can do something with that a little bit later on. And then that unlocks Thaumonomicon. Use Salis Mundus on a bookshelf to get the Thaumonomicon. Do I have a bookshelf spare? I think I have some books spare, but I don't necessarily have a bookshelf spare. Let's do a quick bookshelf down here to get myself a Thaumonomicon. Then I can have a little read, can't I? Planks. We do have some more oak wood planks. Good, good. There we go. Let's take that. And do we just place it and then put something on it? Shift click it. No? Alright, so you awaken from a strange dream. So I asked Ego what was the reason behind the Salis Mundus not working. And he said, have you slept in a bed? And I just realised I have not slept in a bed. Ever in Stoneblock. I've never had a reason to sleep in a bed in Stoneblock. I set my point, my spawn point in a Stoneblock. But as soon as you slept, after you've dug some of the crystals up, you awaken from a strange dream. You quickly write it down before the memory fades. And the book is Strange Dreams. Now, I've done this before in other packs, but I forgot that I hadn't done it in this pack. I thought I'd just sort of done it. Kind of does the first thing. You look at the strange crystals, blah, blah, blah. Handful of redstone in a bowl, piece of flint. Done. Crystals had to be different types, but if you did them properly, the result was strange, glowing dust. In a dream, I took the dust and sprinkled it on a bookcase, but the dream ended before I saw what happened. I wonder, should I do what the dream showed? I have the impression that the dust was going to reveal something wondrous but dangerous. Wondrous but dangerous. So yeah, thank you, Ego. That helped out a lot. And now we go back over to this area, and now does it work? I even moved the bookcase to see if it was something about the bookcase that I made. Now I can do it. Now I can do quest complete and get the Thaumonomicon. And does it follow me, or do I have to go and fetch it? Does it come to me? I get it. Awesome. So now we have the Thaumonomicon. So this is the first steps we've got. Who would have thought that a few sprinkles of dust could have created this marvellous book? It is mostly blank, but it hints at powerful new form of magic, thaumaturgy. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So Salis Mundus was anything like that in any workbench shapeless. That's how we did it. Awesome. Knowledge totals. What have we got knowledge totals in this as well? Oh, clearly nothing. Clearly no knowledge totals. That leads on to an arcane workbench. Okay, so a normal crafting table won't do, however, since the magical energies need to channel while crafting are quite delicate. A sprinkling of Salis Mundus on a mundane crafting table should solve that. The book has taught me the proper incantation to use, so it should be a simple matter. I will keep myself on track and will make a list of all the requirements that need to be met on the first page, on the first page of each new entry. Okay. Oh, what's this? Types of knowledge and theory crafting. Oh my days, all these different things to learn. Wow, it's not as simple as it used to be. But we need to do some more Salis Mundus, so that's the thing. So a little bit more redstone I'll take, and I'll get some more of these crystals. Again, they have to be 3 different types, don't they? So I'll just put some of these on. Now these grow, so I might just put a few around the place, just for now. And then break them and make them work like this. But they grow especially fast around the place as well, as I've done previously, to find things out like that. So we got that, we got that. We don't use the flint up, which is nice to know. And we use that and some redstone. Shapeless crafting, so it doesn't really matter which way around. And boom, there we go. So I've got a bit of that. Now we need one of those tables. Do I have a crafting table? I don't, but I can quite quickly make one without even needing the AE system. But I've got the AE system anyway, so why not, eh? And then that should allow me to make an arcane workbench, right? Oh yeah, magic. Arcane workbench completed. Awesome. And I can just pick it up and move it wherever I want. I will stick it over here for now, because this is going to be my crafting and sorting area. So here we go. Oh, very cool. It's got slightly different from the last time I was involved, but that's pretty cool. And it's got 195 available. I don't know what that is. But it's got plenty of recipes as well, all in the workbench. So JEI is still working nicely there as well. Excellent. So that would be another quest completed, yeah? Excellent. And that's opened up the 4 different directions we can go. 5 directions we can go. Okay, so we've got Clockwork Mind, which is going to be golems. We've got Fairy Lights, which is a light source and heat source for the Thaumcraft Crucible. I think that's going to be first to get. We've got a Affinity Gauntlet, which is used to cast spells and start the crafting and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the Fusion. Ha! Make an infusion altar, okay? And then I can make these things with the infusion altar, no doubt. So the first thing I think I'm going to need to go towards is the Fairy Lights. So let's make some night ore. Let's see what it says in here about that then. So now I've completed that. So we're complete. Oh, it's writing it as complete. Oh, very good. Okay. Progress. Now I have an arcane workbench at my disposal. It works much like a mundane crafting table, and I can even be used as such. However, there are a few key differences. Firstly, many arcane recipes will require the use of those Viz crystals I've been finding of late. They act as a focus for the magical energy I need to channel into the items I craft. The book calls them this magical energy Viz. Supposedly, this energy is all around me, but as yet I cannot perceive or measure it. It is time to craft a Thaumometer and use it to study the world around me. It should clearly mark the things I still need to examine. I have placed a bookmark on the Thaumometer recipe on the right. Just there. So gold and glass panes and some crystal. So I do need to make some of the crystals apparent to me all the way through. So let's start by spreading some of these around liberally. I'll just throw a few of these around so they can grow a little bit. And I will be right back. Okay, here we go then. So I went and I broke a load of Viz crystals. Now normally you'd get these from mining out around the world, and that is where we would normally have got them if it wasn't for the fact that we sieved them in Stoneblock. So I've put a few around here just so I can have a harvesting, because you can come along and you can just break them off the wall, but you can't put them back on the wall. So the things that you get through sieving are the things you can put on the wall, and the things elsewhere, and when you break them, that's it. They're yours and they're crystals, and you can't really grow them again. You might be able to make these crystals. I don't actually know if you can. If there's a use, there's a use. Is there a recipe? It's just, yeah, infusion crafting. I could craft them as infusion crafting. So I could craft an Ordo Viz crystal with some seeds and some Salis Mundus in infusion crafting a bit later on when we get to it, and make those so that then I can stick them on the wall and have them grow naturally. I can also sieve them in this pack though, and the little sieve as well. There's quite a lot of sieving involved in this pack, wasn't there, at the start? And so yeah, we got that. So now I can make this Thaumometer, and it requires, I think it's one of each of these. And so yeah, it's going to use up one of these, is it? 64 air. Yeah, it uses them up one at a time. That's how you get your Viz now, instead of having nodes, which is interesting enough. I've never experienced that so much. And oh, it was telling me something about something available. I don't know what that is available. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that one out as well. But we've just done another quest there. Do we get to the Fairy Lights over that side? First steps, we've done that now. Okay. And do I get to complete it? No, nothing there. Salis Mundus, done that. Thaumometer, done that. And then I've placed a bookmark on the Thaumometer recipe. Okay, so do I now just use it? do I now just scan things with it like this? I just scan stuff. So it's showing me that I haven't scanned that. Right, do I shift scan? Yes, I shift scan. Lever, shift scan. Scan. Right, I get to scan the ores. Okay. So I've got new research notes. Okay. Different colours. This is good. The sound effect as you do things is a little annoying, but still. Okay. So got that. Can I do a door? I've learned something new. Alright. I believe I need to do like some other bits and pieces in here as well to learn stuff. As ores. Okay, it's telling us about the Viz crystals that I've just said about. And then I complete that quest and it moves me on to the next level. Okay, what's next? So that was aspects. Okay, so I can see how to make the different aspects. Yeah, I remember that kind of thing. I remember there's a big list of those. And now I've got knowledge of all of these different things. Observation, fundamentals, oromancy. Okay, so as I scan things, I gain observations. Okay, interesting. So what do we do now then? Such strange wonders are being revealed to me. Peering through the lens of the thermometer shows me a world coursing with magic. Viz as the books calls it. Normally the energy is a pure ocean of magic that ebbs and flows, but also permeates through all things, both animated and inanimate. The book calls Viz in this state, essentia. Where Viz is formless and pure, essentia is more rigid in its nature and falls into a multitude of clearly defined types, each mixing together to form greater or more complex types of essentia. I am not quite sure if the matter it is bound to gives essentia its nature, or that the very nature of the matter depends on the essentia it contains. This bears further study. I'm keeping a log of all the types of essentia I discover. I bookmark on the left to show my current knowledge. For now, I need to focus on my energies elsewhere. Studying essentia might be a good place to start. Okay, so arcane stone. I can make arcane stones, and I can make arcane stone bricks now. I've learnt it. Awesome. So what? Do I have to do some research and just find out loads of new things, and that's it? That basically my thing? Or do I have to go on to the next stage over here? Types of knowledge. Okay, so that's that stuff. Theory crafting. For me to make any progress as a thaumaturgy, I cannot rely on simple studying the world around me or stumbling upon ancient knowledge. I will need to make my own discoveries and expand my knowledge through experimentation. Crafting my own theories is the only way. I need to create a comfortable workspace to do my research with ample supplies like writing materials and paper. I should craft some scribing tools and place them on a table. Okay, so I'm going to make scribing tools, which is a glass vial, feather, and black ink, and that's clay and glass. Clay and glass should be easy. Let's get rid of you. So clay. Do I have a lot of clay? I do have a lot of clay. Clay and glass. Okay, let's get a few of these vials because I'm expecting to need quite a lot. We'll get a few there, and that way I don't need to keep getting them, do I? I can put them in there now. Let's get one of those out because we're going to need it, and then we need some ink, and there's plenty of ink, and a feather, and a feather. Okay, so we should be able to make some scribing tools. Excellent. Let's take the ink and the feather and put that into this system here as well as the gold, so we've got all of that available whenever we need it. Let's put that on my crafting menu up here as well, things I want, scribing tools, and we'll get that going. I also spotted the arcane terminal. The arcane workbench is an arcane workbench within the AE system, which is something that we should work on. Now we've got an arcane workbench, we're going to need to put it into an arcane workbench and do that. Viz cost 200. Not sure where I get my Viz cost though. I'm sure this is something, so this is building up, is it? I've got to get 200 in there before I can do anything. I'm not sure about that one yet. We'll have to figure that one out soon. And just keep scanning stuff around the place. So I'm just going to have a quick scan. Let's see what we can find. Oh, I'm finding all sorts of research notes. Awesome. I think I need to start by getting the scribing tools and paper. Let's get some paper. because I think I might need to write it down somewhere. And I think that's one of the things you can do. Oh yes. Torches and all sorts. The stone torch is different. Well, I'm just going around just like randomly clicking on things. Almost everything has got something that's maybe going to be good, but it's just that noise. It's just that noise. I don't know if I'm gaining anything from all of these. They're all slightly different sizes and shapes, I guess. Yeah, and I'm just going to try and get everything out of the system and just scan it all, scan everything. There's got to be an easier way. There's got to be an easier way. Yeah? Got this. So there's lots of things that I'm getting. Lots of different things that I'm getting. There's lots of different bits and pieces that we can get. Wow. I've done so much that getting all of this different research is quite a lot now. I get quite a lot of research. Excellent. So, did I gain any actual knowledge? I didn't use any paper or any scribing tools. I didn't gain any of that actual knowledge. So, now what do I need to do? I need to make the next thing of theory crafting, the research table. How do I make a research table? It's just some wood and some planks. Okay. Let's get some wood and some planks and make that. Is that really it? That is all you need for a Thaumcraft table these days? Excellent. Okay, and then I need to find the place that I want to put it, of course. I need to be in the right place for that. Which is... Will I put it in my library? I think I'll put it in my library. Let's put it in the library. As you would, wouldn't you? And then I put some of these tools on it. Oh, let's scan it first. And then tools on it. Yay! There we go. Quest, Magician's Workplace complete. There. Theory create a theory. Okay. So now we create a theory. I've run out of paper. I have not run out of paper. It's right there. There you go. So, theory. You've run out of ink. Refill your scribing tools. What? I just... Oh, my days. Okay. Oh, my days. Alright, so I've got to go back over here to get that to scribe... Oh, no. Back down here. To go over there to get the scribing tools. Maybe I should have made it a bit closer to my Thaumcraft AE system. But this was more for the actual infusion crafting anyway, this one. So let's have a look what we've got in here. Let's put the feather, not the flint, the glass and the ink back together. And let's make a couple of these because obviously it's going to want me to make a few in the future. So let's get that. And then I'll do quite a lot of this off camera. I'm not planning on doing all of this during episodes. A lot of it is something like spoilers in a way. That's now in there. Or do I just have it in my inventory? Okay. You perform some random stuff and see what, if anything, is discovered. Gain 15 to 30 of this. Okay. And then I've run out of paper again. What? It's there, look, it's there. Rethink. You take a step back and reassess your findings. You get rid... What is going on with the ink and stuff running out? It's not actually running out. Now it's just covering the page. We had something like this previously. We had something like this previously where the chests stop having their things showing. Which is not fair at all, is it? Let's put that in to refresh it. You take a step back from things. Oh, this is really going to be difficult to read. I'm going to need to change a few settings and all sorts to get this right. You take the step back from... Okay. This is something to do with the new Forge, I'm pretty sure. It's the latest Forge is playing up on this. Or something to do with something is playing up. It's happening in the NemGo Reborn pack as well. Where things just disappear like that. Right? And I need to refresh it. Okay. You take a step back and reassess your findings. You get rid of invalid conclusions and proceed with fresh understanding. Lose 10 progress divided evenly between all the categories, but gain 1 inspiration again. Reject fundamental findings. You come to the realization that fundamentals are not vital. Really? Fundamentals are not vital. Let's have a rethink. See what happens there. I've not run out of paper. Have it back. So what comes after that? Then I've got 3 to choose from. Okay. I really do need to change that though. Change the video settings to have a slightly smaller, no, slightly bigger GUI just for this because well, it'll make more sense to be able to read this stuff and view it on camera as well. So I've just got to go through the theories now and just, like, find some stuff. Okay, you carefully ponder all you've done, yeah, and gain 25 progress. That is going to be extremely annoying to do any kind of research in this pack at all, if that's going to keep happening. Don't know why it's happening, don't understand it, but let's see if I can get through anything before the end of today's episode. Let's do the universal theory. That gets me some stuff on this alchemy and fundamentals. I guess I need to do something fundamental. Get the fundamentals. Is it just random here that we can do stuff? Let's go... that one. Oh, I need to change this every time I want to do another thing. And I've got experimentation. Okay, so now I can complete the theory. And what do I get from that? Nothing. I don't get anything from that. Does it appear in here somewhere? I've got a new theory in here. I've now completed that section. I got that much. Okay, now that you have a workspace, you start performing some research. You can formulate theories and all that kind of stuff. I'll let you do the reading yourselves, because this would be a very long episode if I read everything out that you can read. It is possible to get more than 100%. Okay, yeah, I'll read this properly myself in a bit. Normally research is scattered, blah blah blah. Research aid should... I should experiment. Research aid, I should experiment. So that's more things around the place. Discovering alchemy, I've actually completed that as well. Okay, and then I've got to go and do the next stage of that. And celestial observation. I've noticed a link between the phases of the moon and the speed in which aura replenishes itself. Okay, that's cool. Alright, well, we have got underway. We've begun our journey into Thaumcraft, and there's a lot for me to read and a lot for me to learn at this stage. I think it's probably best if we leave it there for today's episode, and I move on through this as fast as I can on my own, without doing too much crafting and creating and presenting stuff to you. If you've got any little hints and tips, please leave them down below in the comments. I will read them all, but I may or may not act on them. I'm going to get through quite a lot of it legit on my own, but save a little time in videos. I will do all that research and bits and pieces off camera. If you would like to check out the links in the description and go over to my Patreon page, I would much appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching today's episode of Stoneblock 2 on the NemGo server. I'll see you soon for some more.